So I'm here today with Grandmaster Anthony, and we're going to do part 2 of the video on striking from clinch. Now in the first video I said that we can strike from various positions in clinch, but primarily if I've got really good control, like I might have got a pinch headlock here where I've got 3-act controls, I've got control over its structure, I've got control by I'm in a better angle, and I've also taken out limbs here and I can move them around. I can get really meaningful strikes that can maybe end the fight. But this is kind of hard to get to and sometimes a little unrealistic. I might be better off dumping them on the floor from somewhere like that instead. Usually in a clinch you get a position where both people are close to each other, there's some pressure between. So I've got pressure here, Anthony's putting pressure into me, and he might take this off and he's rolling into there, and I'll change and I might put it back on, but all the time I'm going to keep him under pressure in this clinch, either pressure by movement and trying to keep on top of the position, or occasionally I might use little pain things. I might put this one into his neck, he's over there, making him feel uncomfortable all the time. As we go in and up my head in to make him feel uncomfortable all the time when we're doing this. Now when I do all this, if I see an opportunity, a single control, then I can strike. It's no good just me being here and then just going and him doing the same. It's not going to work. It'll mean that me as a grappler will get a better position just while he's irritating me. So let's have a look at some of those individual moments that can get that single control so I can seek an opportunity to hit and improve. So what I mean by opportunity of these shots is it's unlikely I'm going to put him on the floor with them. A stray knee to the groin might, but usually these shots are going to hurt a bit and allow me to progress the grapple, and that's what I'm going to be looking at. Sometimes they'll allow you to exit, but we'll do a separate video on that at another time as part of this series. So let's have a look at the first one. The first opportunity comes from somebody who is bad in clinch. Because very often what people will do is they might do a reach. So if Anthony reaches here, it gives me a massive opportunity to be able to strike off this, pull him down and hit. So if he's reaching, I've got just as much opportunity to strike as I've got to improve the grapple. I can take either option I like, or I can take both options, whichever one I want to do. Because this reach is bad, he might reach from my wrist instead. So if he reaches from my wrist, look, very easy if he's got a wrist at this, we've all seen this, very easy at this range to hit him. It's very easy just to hit him at this range. Really, really easy. The problem comes when it's much closer at the clinching range. So I find when you're at clinching range, your feet have broken the glass, and I'm here, I've got to put my head safe. And I'm just going to come around this way, Anthony, so you can see it on the camera. So I'm really close, we've got pressure on, I'm messing you around, but here, look, I'm slightly vulnerable because my head's here. So I'm going to clinch and put my head somewhere safe. Now the difficulty is, if my head's safe, any punches to his are limited, very limited shots. So what I want to do is I want to make the head position here at my dictate. So I might move from here like this, and what I might do from here is I might change my hand position to here. So I'm grappling onto the shoulder. If you just look at from here, I've got that sort of position on. I cannot keep this for a long time. I've got to have this control. Because if I don't have this control, he can take that off and turn it straight into a Russian 2-on-1. So if I put my hand here, I've got to have an element of control here. Now at the moment, look, can you see it's kind of difficult for me to push him away. So first of all, I'll do something which is kind of normal. I'll grab onto the shoulder and I'll push into the throat. And can you see how he starts to separate away? Now I like to lift and put my hand on the face now. So I'll put that now. I've made his head vulnerable. And I can also hit him from here. I've broken the structure, which is one control. And I'm going to hit straight through my hand. Actually, I'm going to move my hand out of the way. But I'm going to hit where my hand was. And I can do a palm, I can do a fist, I can do an elbow. But here, I'll just do a palm to show it. I'll put it away and bang! So I've hit him there. Now this may then, because I've hit him, disrupt him even more, and I can go straight for a better control. Maybe back to our pinch headlock. So can you see what's happening here? I'm putting this in the position of danger. I could headbutt him as per one of my other videos. Here I'm going to raise and put it away. My friend Rich, he likes to turn his hand straight over and corkscrew it across. They both work very well. But if you've got the opportunity, then you can take a proper strike and you can use that proper strike to improve the grapple. So my first tip is to put the head in a position of danger before you strike, making one control. Of course, one of the other things you've got to bear in mind is because with somebody who's good at grappling, the clinch becomes very, very active. So very often, it's not easy to be able to spread the head out because he does something like this and he'll hit me back. So I have to use one of my other limbs as a control shot. I like to use the shoulder. Particularly I like to use the shoulder if I'm in a position where I've gone into the neck. What I'll do is I'll put the neck in here and I'll hit with the shoulder like this. And I'll pull him forward and then I'll hit with the shoulder. Now what this does, it creates a control of him straightening up and being just off balance. And this allows me to do another shot very often and again, maybe take a better clinch position. So I'll be in here, I'm working with Anthony and pulling him around, I put my head in and also pop, bang, and then I hit him like that. I am very, very careful with these shots because this I can put a bit of power into, and this is a nudge shot, and I might be able to do this shot here with a bit of snap. But if I start going hit, elbow, and I miss, I've lost my position. I've gone too soon. It's a little bit like somebody shooting from 35 yards at football. It's a lot less chance of happening than if they shoot on the 6-yard line. So from here, look, I'm making a little opportunity. I'm hitting a little bit harder into here, and then I'm going to go to a better position to make sure my next shots are worse and get a full control. I've sought an opportunity. So the last one, you bear in mind that if I can hit with the shoulder, obviously I can hit with the head as well, but I can hit with the knees. Now, what you're going to look at when I'm hitting with the knees is that if I'm in a position, even if I'm in a clinch, and if I've got no control at all, and I try and throw a knee here, Anthony can knee bump me on the inside. So boom, there, so he takes my knee. So as I lift up, he'll knee bump me and take my knee away. He can do it on the same side. Here, look, boom, and he'll unbalance me. So I'm going to, as I'm seeking opportunity, I'm looking for a position when I might have loaded a leg. Can you see I put weight into that leg? Just by pulling down here. Might put a bit of pain in and I might just push him over there to that leg. Now I can now hit that leg, but the trouble is if I go for it now, the load comes off at a bad time. So what I have a tendency to do is I'll put the load of the leg and then I'll release it. And as it's releasing, he is going back to a bad position. I'm using spring. So I'll load it and I'll go bang and I'll hit it. And this will often give me a better opportunity. So moving here, moving about, move it to there, bang, opportunity. There we go. I've now got a better grappling position. Again, position to finish off with at the end. So when you're doing these seeking opportunity shots, you've still got to get a control. It's only a minor control, a little motion to one side, a little break of structure, a little surprise where he straightens up, a spread away to make a shot, a better angle, anything like that will give me a better opportunity. So, I hope that helps. Please subscribe to the channel. Hopefully next week I'll get on to doing some really good shots from a position of real control before finishing the series on looking at how to exit and move around the opponent. Okay, thank you, Anthony. Have a great day, everybody.